morning, everybody. Welcome to today's session. Uh, Today, I have requested Mr. Alambarti, who's an academic counselor from Madurai, to take the session today for DTS learners. So he readily accepted. He's already there. He has joined us today. Mr. Alambarti is an actor, director, and he did his MA and MPhil in uh, from Department of Performing Arts, Pondicherry University, which is a central university. Right now, he is pursuing his PhD program on the topic stage management. He worked as a assistant professor at Lovely Professional University, Punjab, and right now he is pursuing his PhD, as I already informed you. He worked as an actor, director for more than 50 plays. Today, he is going to talk about the purpose of the theater in the society. So, Alambati, if you are ready, we can start the session.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
Okay.
sir. Yeah,
Thank
thank
you
you,
very
sir.
much. Thank you very much for all of you for joining today's session. And now I request Alambati to start his session. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Uh, as we sir told today, I'm going to talk about the purpose of drama in society. Um, like the role of theater in our society, role of theater in our society is more important as from my perspective. So when sir asked me to do a session, I just suggested, sir, the purpose of drama will be fine after a long discussion, like which topic we will do this. So we'll directly go into the topic, purpose of drama in society. Like as we know, each and everything has its own purpose, and as like drama, uh, mainly from my perspective, like kind of four stuffs, like four things is important. The purpose, sharing the human experience, drama, passing on tradition and culture, and recreational, and the fourth one is artistic expression. uh, like when we go deep into the sharing the human experience, like to express or to communicate emotions, feelings, ideas, and information through dramatic works like social changes, communicating universal themes, interpreting information, ideas, and emotions. When we come to passing on tradition and culture, to express or communicate the ideas, feelings, and information about the past, our history, like the examples of like narratives, storytellings, folk tales, religious ritual ceremonies. When we go into the recreational events for festival, entertainment, diversion, like as we know, the theater begins with that um, um, showing how the hunters, how they hunt their prey. From that stage, the theater begins. When the light, when the fire, when the sun comes out, the shadow comes out of it, the action, the performance starts from their rituals to their own community peoples. And for our artistic, everyone knows that like theatrical setting for audiences. Like when coming to the importance of theater in society, theater is an art form which you will get a wonderful opportunity to explore the human condition and gather together. It is the intricate part of the human history because it's having the capability to show the best and the worst side of human nature. In a modern world, most of the people are having a question about why is theater is so important and it is useful to improve creativity level. People might easily like need with the history to the stage to make an effective emotional connection to roots. The theater is the most crucial one for many reasons, such as self discovery, expression, history and education, performing arts, and creativity. Theater teaches people how to express ourselves more effectively. And like uh, five reasons why theater is still more important. Theater helps us to see a different perspective from our own. We are shown humanity, psychology, motivational conflicts, and resolutions. We, the audience, get to witness the trajectory of presence other than ourselves. As artists, we put ourselves into emotional and intellectual situations that may never arise in our personal lives. Theatre promotes us to give power to truth and to take risks and to advocate for new and diverse voices. Theatre reminds us that we are not alone. Not only are we sharing space and our experience with the artists who are performing, we are sharing the experience with the fellow audience members. Movies and televisions don't have the same intimacy or sense of participation as I think. Sharing an experience with the live actors and live audience members is not only valuable, but it's necessary for the human connections. Theater is immediate, actually. Theater is immediate, evolving and always different. Although the script may be the same every night, the performance is unique each and every time it happens. The script may be the same, like and but the performance every night we are doing is unique. No two performances are ever the same. In this way, everyone involved has a distinct and unique experience that can never be replicated. Live theater helps to promote social discourse, dialogue, and potential social changes. Theater is a cultural phenomenon that demands the society examines itself in the mirror. We can study social problems and attempts to find solutions. Coming together as a community to listen to opposing point of view is necessary. Theatre promotes education and literacy studies have shown that students who participate in theatre do better in schools. As like we discussed, each and every performances when a team of a group or theatre like started a script, their initial stage is to approaching the society in their own perspective views. Like when we are facing a current issue in the current scenario, sorry, and scenario, so the groups or the theater peoples will started to discuss about the current issues. So slowly they started evolving their script into a full-fledged, like from the online to a big script, full-length play performances. And by the rehearsals, how the director treating the actors, how the actors treating their own actors, and how the whole crew members treating their own technicians. It's all depends about how they are going to project their issue. Like first, if they're talking about one particular issue on their script or on their through their performances, they have to work it on out through the rehearsal process or the pre-production process. They have to apply and they have to find their solutions, the remedies of the issues with their own team members. Through that, they can understand the issues very well among themselves, and they can approach the issue through the and approach the issues, and they can showcase their performances that core point of the issue through their performances, like with their body activities or body emotions, like through dialogues, through even through lightings and set designs and everything. And we can't even expect the audience will like gather there, like receive the proper issues. Like each and every audience, when they are entering into the auditorium, they have their own background, economical status, economical situations, or like emotions, different futures, everything. So through that they will conceive whatever we are giving through our performances. So after that they are receiving, they will apply. Even for that also there may be a lot of like probabilities. They may apply to their own issues, they can relate to their own issues, and they may decide is it necessary or not what we are discussed on the stage, on the performances. Like in this recent scenario, like the role of theater is more important. That's why we are slow by slowly we are implicating the theater in school levels, in the school levels also. So theater is that much important. Even a student who is uh, like studying or learning the theater activities or theater, he or she can improve himself or herself on their own studies. They can discuss, or they can improvise, they can concentrate even the theater through the theater exercises, theater activities which they learn on the classes, school levels. So when we are going back to the history, when from the very like stone age stone ages time, so we all know that how theater becomes evolving when it was actually like uh, merging itself through the society each and every time, like in renaissance period or stone age period or roman time, whatever period we are discussing, whatever period we are learning or we are about going to learn or we are about to teach to our students, everywhere theater did its duty very carefully, and it transforms, or it takes the society to each and every level, like through the traditions or through the cultural backgrounds. So it's all the main reasons. So in this current scenario nowadays, even in this kind of COVID situation, the theater transforms its way of conveying through like online methods, what we are right now doing. So it always changes and it always merges with these current scenarios, contemporary period. So one thing we have to more detailedly look into after the current scenarios, how the theater is much important for this society. Like when we are going very deep into the roots of our cultural backgrounds, like we can describe like westernized theaters and Indian theaters. Each and every theater is merging with its own roots and own culture. So with that help, we can easily analyze and uh, finalizing a word like the theater is more important in our society. And when we are concentrating only through the purpose of theater, each and every time the artist, each and every time the artist shows how the world is going to be, or how the world what kind of issues the world has to discuss. Recent days, the media is more powerful, but still, theater gives a immense pleasure and more intimacy to the audience. As I already discussed, the sharing the human experience is more important. Sharing the human experience, what are the human experience we are having, like we are facing each and every day's issues, like current scenarios like political issues, or caste issues, or religious issues, or like um, uh, pollution issues, whatever topic, each and every one of us having their own experience. So when a script writer started writing a script, he will just started to share his own experience through number of characters, and he will merge into that, and he will create a beautiful script. And when the script writer delivers his script to the director, and he will conceive all this script, all these ideas through his own experience. Only 50% of the 50% of the content what the script writer gives, he will take, and the other 50% he will take it from his own experience, life experience. After that, he will just make a choreography or movement. He will deliver this stuffs to the actors, and the actors will conceive another 50 percentage, and they will merge their own experience, life experience, and they will conceive the characters through script reading and the practices which the director gives to attain the character level. So sharing the human experience is more important for a drama performance. And after everything is conceived, we make a performances. And when we staging on it on the stage, when we staging the performance on the stage, the audience also will gather it from their own experience, lifetime experience. They will relate the content what we are giving on the stage with their own personal life. They will relate. Some audience came into the auditorium with with the only need of relaxation. I need a relaxing mood. I need a deviation from my own personal life. So I came to the performance to deviate myself. He may get, or he may not get what he need when he enter into the auditorium. When we are coming to the passing on tradition and culture, each and every one of the performances or scripts for all those ages what we crossed, indirectly or directly, it is continuously passing the tradition and cultures. So why we need mask, why we need fire, why we need this kind of costumes, why we need this type of scripts, why we need this kind of dialects or dialects. So through all these stuffs, the drama is continuously passing on each and every tradition and culture from ages. So it's kind of a documentation. It's each and every time we are watching a performance, it delivers, it's passing, it's that tradition. When we are talking about a Shakespearean play, when we are talking about Roman play, or like when we're talking about classical plays, it delivers that period's culture, tradition to the audience, even to the actors. And when we are coming to the recreational part, each and every time it's being adapted and adapted over and over for the ages. Like Macbeth is being continuously performed many times, and each and every time uniqueness is changing for each and every performances. Each and every it changes each and own dialects, own unique style of performances through body movements, or through choreographies, or through certain lighting designs. Each and every time, it's only because of the recreational activities done by the artist, and the audience also receiving it from their own ideologies. And artistic expression is the most important one from my perspective. Like, artistic expression is the most important. Why? Because every artist is have his own personal experiences. Each time he receives a script, each time he receives a script, he is connecting. Like, when an actor receives a script, okay, artist is from this kind of background, social background, or economical background, or in a psychological background, but he completely stops it, and he just started to believe, or uh, transforming his own character to into that character, and he's transforming, and he's believing, and he's behaving, and he's in being in the character. It's happened only because of these artistic expressions. And the purpose of drama, like day by day, is more important when we are comparing to the other media levels. it needs more closeness to the performers or the common people. Like when we are approaching the theater activities, like the examples, the exercises what we are having or what we are giving to the artist, when we are applying the same kind of exercises towards the common people or a student, he can gain some other experience which makes him to like realize his own issues, psychological problems, sociological backgrounds, everything. He's receiving it on his own way. So that's why like all the governments in every state is implementing the theater in the school levels. Like recently when I approached the teacher trainers in the BEd, Bachelor of Education, all the teachers are very good in their own subject, but they have their issues of stage fear facing the students. When we are merging the theater and education together, we by through the practices, through the exercises, we can help the teachers to break out of their borders or lines, to break their lines and express their subject towards the students very easily. And when we are coming to a particular level of the reason why the theater is more crucial, it's actually a self discovery. For example, an actor, when he started reading a script, he not only discover the character of the characteristics of the character or behaviors of the character, but also he can relate through the real him, the actor, comparing to the characteristics, and he can discover his own, and he can like relate with the current scenarios. When we are coming to the history and education, the same as I already explained, why the theater is so important. Through history and the education, the expression is more important. It helps, it conveys the rasas, the emotions. It's in the script. When it reaches the audience, it gives immense pleasure, more than the movie media or TV television media. It relates each and every time when I'm witnessing the performances. It relates. The distance is very um, um, it decreases the distance between the performers and the stages and the story with the audience. It all helps, and through this experience the audience, like after the show, he can relate with all this, and it helps to create his own world, a new world, each and every time it's happening. Theater helps to see the different perspective from our own. Through this theater and through the script or through the performances, the humanity level is slowly is changing. The way of approaching, the way of conceiving the real world it's changing. And the psychological level, when we are discussing about the Hamlet or the characters in that performance what we show on the stage, the psychological level may relate certain audiences. Yeah, he is completely resembling me, how he is handling that situation. Yeah, it may help his own life, personal life. Through the performances we are giving some kind of a message to the audience. It motivates the audience in a very deep manner. It's in a very deep manner. And the conflicts what it creates on the stage, when the conflict creates on the stage, and the resolution what we are given in some performances, the resolutions are given, and some performances, because theater is not a platform which gives this is the solution, you have to follow it. No, theater is the only performance. It's according to me, theater is the only place to just showcase the issue, not showing this is the result, you have to follow that, you have to do this solution. No. So through the conflict, the audience may react and they can find their own solutions. When like the audience get to witness the trajectory of the person's trajectory, and like as artists, we put ourselves into the emotional, intellectual situations that may never arise in our personal lives, because many performances, many characters, thousands and thousands of characters were evolved all these ages. We may never witness this kind of characters in our real life, but we may relate that kind of characters in some kind of percentage in their personal lives, and they can be aware of that. Okay, this kind of things happening may happen in my life too, so how I can relate, how it promotes us to give the power to truth, to take a risk. Yeah, a problem is coming in front of me. Through these performances I saw a month before, a year before, yeah, I saw that performances, the same kind of problems in coming in front of me. Okay, I have an example, even though I not experienced in my real life, I can gain that experience from the stage. I can advocate myself and I can face that issue. It always remains we are not alone. Like each and every human being in this world always think it as a centralized point. Me from my point of view only, I will just witness all the world and all the issues, but we are not alone. This is a very good example. We are sharing space and experience with the artist and also with the audience members. So we're experiencing, we are sharing each and everything. When we are laughing, as an audience, when we are laughing by seeing a scene, we are connecting and we are sharing their experience, and they are sharing their experience with the other audience members. When it comes to the movie and television, it's not that possible, because they have their own like barrier. The screen is there, so they can't get that much intimacy towards movies or televisions or any kind of media. They can see the real peoples, the flesh and blood. They are reacting, they are performing, they are crying, they are giving their emotions. We can, as an audience, we can easily relate with that. Live theater always helps to promote the social discourse, and it starting a debate about when we are discussing a issue on the stage. After the show, each and every, it's most of the performers groups, theater groups are doing this recent days. After the shows, we are witnessing it. We are witnessing, or we are starting a debate session, discussions, or an interaction with the real audience which who witnessed our performances. Is starting a dialogues. We are starting a potential social changes on that moment itself. Through that, we are starting uh, a dialogue or discourse or a conflict or a fire catching on the mind of the audience. So these kind of purposes always changes. A theater is a cultural phenomenon. So it demands the society examines itself as its mirror. Each and every time when we are showcasing, the audience are standing in front of their mirror and asking themselves, are you doing it rightly? Is there is a possibilities. And what I'm saying, we can study the social and attempt social problems and attempt to find the solutions through these discourses. So these are the like major points I want to discuss with you all along. And actually, I need to interact with all those things and want to start discussions among us, among our mentors, among our students, because uh, when we are starting these diploma courses, the major point of view, like the main issue, what we are going to teach is not only the theater, or not only the history of theater, or not only how to train to be an actor, how not to be, how not to, sorry, how you can teach or relate the script, but also the real society. We have to teach them, we have to train them how to deal all these things with the real life scenarios through our scripts, through our performances, through our real-time theater exercises, games, each and everything. So now I may conclude my session with this kind of uh, uh, stuffs. So so I need to be interact with all of you people more deeply.
Okay. Okay, Elambarti, very nice presentation today. We were really looking forward to your presentation, the purpose of theater. I just want to add a couple of things to what Elambarti was actually trying to say. So, if you consider theater or theatricality, there is no escape from that to any human being. That is my contention. If you take a simple example of theatricality as a role play, let us say role play in the society, you cannot escape. Whether you are an actor, is a non-actor, or a theater person, or a common man, there is no escape for anybody from this theatricality in the society. In the sense ki the role play, the contextual role play. At your home, you are a father, a husband, and a grandfather, and whatever. Once you go out, you become a character again. A society in the society, you become another character. If you go to a office, you become a boss or a subordinate. Accordingly, only you will act. Accordingly you will behave. Accordingly, your attitude will change. So every human being, as rightly said, is a performer. There is no escape. It is like internet. Wherever you go, it will follow the internet, and the theatricality will also follow everybody. But only problem is we need to identify the righteous way of behaving ourselves in the society, at the home and the office, where that kind of a teaching will come only from the theatrical training. We purposefully train the people. We purposefully say that if you are thinking like in these lines, your behavior may be like that. It can be like this. It can be like that. So we will give some ideas. Not we are not going to pressurize them to say those. So, but it is a three-dimensional art form. Whether still film and television two-dimensional, and only three-dimensional art form is the theater art form, where you can find
Yes.
flesh and blood of the actor. It opens a discussion. It gives an opinion. Opinions to be discussed, debated, okay, deliberated. It also helps to interpret the same ideology or the same, of course, with creatively. This is what I just wanted to add to Elambarti. If somebody wants to have, they are all welcome. He will be ready. And anybody who wants to put some questions, they are now they can go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you. Sir, I want to ask one question regarding when you mentioned that, we have that theater teaches people and the society through their performances on stage. So I would just...
Your voice is not clear, Vikrant.
Okay. Are you able to hear me? Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I wanted to ask a question. Considering a real life scenario, a few years back, I was watching a play as an audience. It was the presentation of Christopher Marlowe's Dr. Faustus, directed by Shantanu Bose. And what happened was, in the midst of the play, as per the theme, he showed a lot of chaos.
Okay.
We are not able. Voice is breaking.
It was clear to me.
Yes, sir.
Bhardwaj.
Yeah, it was clear to me also.
Yeah, I hear you, Vikrant. I hear
Okay.
you.
All right. So I'll just continue. So during that presentation on the play, on the stage, Dr. Faustus' presentation, suddenly the audience, they were not able to comprehend what was going on stage. Literally, some of the audience shouted, "Ye kya hai? Ye kya tha?" And Shant, maybe I think the play was cut short. It did not end well. Now
Okay.
here, who is responsible? Is it the teaching which is not happening properly, or is it the audience who doesn't want to grow out of their literal absorption of everything, because Shantanu Bose was showing a lot of imagery and a deep symbolism
Yeah.
by incorporating a lot of modern tools, because he had to show a lot of chaos on stage as per the theme. He was going as per the theme because Dr. Faustus plunges from the sublime to the grotesque. And Shantanu was showing the right thing. It is just that he was incorporating a lot of modern tools, a lot of modern hodgepodge. People wanted something literal. So whose fault is it now? Is it the director's fault, or is it the audience fault who don't want to grow up?
It's not, I can answer this one. This is not no one's actually. This is not no one's fault actually, because Shantanu Bose conceives the Dr. Foster's script, and he conveyed he's showing his own perspectives. Whatever he wants to, he conceived it from the script. He's trying to show it on the stage. And Mr. Vikrant, right? Yeah, Mr. Vikrant, I think you witnessed the performance. You received it with the help of your own experience, and the audience who shouted, who were not receiving it properly, have their own real life experience. Each and every audience conceives, and we are not as a theater artist, we can't expect all the audience will receive the same. Each and every audience will receive with their own perspectives. So as Vikrant, you received it because you maybe have some kind of background or human experience related with that one. And may not that particular audience, we can't expect them to do the same. So from my point of view, it's not no one's fault is this, I think.
All right, because most of the times I've heard that it is the director's duty to almost impress the audience all the time. So I think that should be ruled out, right?
Yeah, it must be like, as I'm already told, like he conceived it in his own human experience, real time experience, and we can't expect all the audience will get what the performers or what the directors want to conceive it. They get different way. They can conceive different ideologies from the different kind of performances through their own experience. We can't expect them, the audience.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Here, I want to put my opinion in this way.
Yeah.
Actually, what happens, keeping target audience in our mind, that is not prime responsibility of director, because we are giving live performances. So on TV and films, what happens if they doesn't like that thing, they will switch off or they will move off from the theater. But here, what happens when artists are in front of them and director also is reachable, so audience may violently react sometimes. Yeah. So, what do you think? Is it keeping target audience in mind? We have to create the production, or irrespective of audience, we can create the production like this. Just the example he told. What do you think?
We can't target the audience. We can't expect all the audience will have their own theater experiences. Audience are some kind of a different peoples. Like we can't expect them. Even you, all the people who are attending this online sessions will have the same kind of mentality. Each one have their own different kind of perspectives. When all of us who already know little about the theater, when we are sitting on the performances, we can't assure every one of us will receive the same. Each and every one of us will receive some kind of different, like Vikrant seen different kind of images, what Shantanu did on the performances, like directorial performances. But I may not witness that one. You may witness 50% of what Vikrant seen, because it's image. When we are saying the literal dialogue word, the dialogue will be perfectly all right. Okay, this dialogue, it receives or it conveys this kind of emotions, but images will showcase, and that positive and negative point is it will show different kind of images to each and every eyes.
Yeah, and one more thing,
Yeah,
education of theater also does matter, I think. Okay, among the audience. Yeah, if, as Mr. Vikrant or you or me, if we see that performance, okay, we may we may think about theater aspects and experimental aspects, the styles of forms of theater, all those things we keep in mind. Okay, this is the style he wants to present. But common audience may not take in that same way, as
Yeah.
they doesn't know the styles of theater or the presentation ways of theater.
Yeah, in Tamil Nadu, there is a one theater director, Mr. Muruga Bhubadi, who receives numerous awards. Even he performed in Meta and NST performances. So his most of his performances will have some most of the images, lot of images it will come. And the first audience after the rehearsal, he will showcase to its own village people. When I witnessed on the performances, more than me actually, frankly I'm speaking, more than me, because when I'm seeing a performances as a theater guy, I will conceive all through the theater experiences only. But the common people, they are giving more than what the director show on the stage.
Oh.
They will relate different things because they have their own experience. So when they are showing a crow on the performances, they are seeing it as a peacock. We can't expect them like it's a crow, as I told. So you must see as a crow. No, we can't able to tell to the audience, right? They can see it as a bird, whatever bird it may be. It's a complete freedom to the audience.
Okay, thank
May
you.
I, may
Yes,
I,
sir.
Mr. Elamparthi, may
Yes,
I?
sir. Sure,
Ah,
sir.
I want to register a couple of points related to what you have been so constructively discussing now. As Vikrant asked, and as Elamparthi and Sir Venkata Samantha sir also contributed, theatre is a process. You see, the primary purpose of theatre is to elicit response, which is not possible in novel or in cinema, because novel is a private affair. Even though cinema is a community watching, your response, the audience response to the performance which is focused on the stage is not going to change anything, because cinema is a product, whereas drama is a process. So primarily drama elicits response. Even if, as Vikrant said, it is incomprehensible to me, what's going on there, I don't understand, that in itself is a response. Because inside theater, the theatrical communication is an actor to the fellow actor, and the actors to a member of the audience, and the member of the audience to a fellow member of the audience, and in return. So it will be a continuous process, four-way process. So any kind of response inside theater is welcome. Second, it is phenomenology and perceptual ambiguity. You see, phenomenology means a subject from the given position perceives an aspect of the object. My position is decided by my language, my culture, my education, my experience, my friends, the books I have read, so many things. So it is not necessary. It is a relentless struggle, as Vikrant pointed out, between the director, between the theater artist and the audience to fill the gap. But it is not necessary that every member of the audience should have the same experience. If it is the same experience, it is not drama at all. It is cinema. In cinema, if it is a close-up shot, it is a close-up shot for all. Whereas in drama, you get various positions. The position is metaphorical as well as physical. You see, so any kind of response is welcome inside theater, because theater offers you the maximum liberty, a space to evolve dialogue, especially as Elam Bharati pointed out, in the contemporary world where there is a diminishing space for tolerance and debate, dialogue, theater is the best mode. So any kind of response is welcome there, accommodated there. I should accept it. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions? Pradeep? Earlier he was raised. Okay. Okay. Hira.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
आई थिंक ये जो डिबेट चल रहा था, मुझे लगता
अच्छा।
है कि जब डायरेक्टर इस बात को कहीं ना कहीं उसके दिमाग में नहीं होता है, वो ऑडियंस को अंडर एस्टिमेट करता है। कुछ डायरेक्टर ऐसे होते हैं जो अपने इंटेलेक्चुअल जो चीज़ें हैं उस पर इतना उलझ जाते हैं कि वो कहीं ना कहीं ऑडियंस को अंडर एस्टिमेट करते हैं, जबकि ये इक्वल पार्टिसिपेशन
So will you translate?
है,
Yeah, I'll do it.
एंड ऑडियंस।
Yeah.
तो जब इक्वल पार्टिसिपेशन होता है तभी जाकर के एक रिजल्ट निकलता है, जिसे कहते हैं रस की निष्पत्ति,
Yeah.
रसास, है ना?
Yeah.
तो इसको जब डायरेक्टर भूल जाता है तब कहीं ना कहीं वो गैप बिल्डअप होना शुरू हो जाता है, गैप की हम बात कर रहे हैं। तो आई थिंक डायरेक्टर को ये बात नहीं भूलनी चाहिए।
सही है। इलम्बर्ती, exactly Hira was saying कि when director is, you know, he's within his own ideas, when he becomes clumsy, and he sometimes may be underestimating the imaginations of the audience. So he's putting out so many images the way he wanted to, not in the perspective of the audience, maybe underestimating the audience or overestimating the audience. So he says it should be an equal kind of a responsibility from both the creator and as well as the audience. Then only the Rash Nispatti will come out. The equal responses will come out from the audience also. This is also the most important thing. You have to be maintain a balance. As a director, one should maintain a balance, and he or she is not expected to underestimate the audience or overestimate the audience.
Overestimate.
With his own intellectuality, he can create many things. It becomes a personal kind of a piece of a performance. Rather, it cannot be open for the people as a performance. If you think that this image only can be understood by an intellectual guy, it need not be the same with the audience. You know, they may be more intellectual than us as a sometimes the actors also, but sometimes this miscommunication happens just because we talk about more things in terms of communication when we teach the theater or gestures or the movement, the purpose of the gestures or motives behind the movement, and what kind of a colors you are putting on the stage and all that. But we will forget in sometimes, which creates imbalance, and it also create havoc in terms of the audience response. That was Hira was talking about something, and Vikrant has raised again.
Yes, please. Hira sir, what you just said, in that case, don't you think the compromise will happen from the director's end and the whole objective of theater will be lost? Because theater is all about teaching the audience. Now, if the audience is not able to understand the intellectual imageries or symbolism, they would never be able to elevate their taste. I mean, I don't think so that the theater has always supposed to, spoon feed literal things. Then there is no point, because it's all about upgrading the audience from one level of consciousness to the other. That's what education should be all about. I mean, we should be always growing. You know, if I'm not able to understand a specific imagery today, maybe by watching such plays, maybe my taste will grow someday. So that's where the teaching will happen. But if the director thinks that he has to make a balance and not overestimate or underestimate, in that case, theater will never evolve, as in, it will remain the same, because he'll always have to compromise, that he just has to impress the audience, not express himself.
No, maybe you're right. Once, we were talking about theater as a process. We are not talking about the end product, isn't it? So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that you have to underestimate or overestimate. I'm not talking about the, thinking about the level of the audience. Who are we to fix the level of the audience? That is again a question. We are a audience. No, it is not the right way to give your work. Whatever your expressions are there, or you want to deliberate the things you are putting up in a show or a performance, let the people react to that, and let us learn from it. This is like a two-way learning. For me, theater is a two-way learning. It's a process. You are putting up some performance, and they are also giving their own opinions. And with that opinions, if you agree to that, you are going to change some, or if you are not agreeing to those points, you will continue whatever you have designed it. Let it go in a next performance also. But we are not here to sit and say that yes, we are all teachers, and in the form of theater, we are going to teach you. We will make some symbols. We are giving some codes. You have to decode them. This kind of a thing is doesn't arise. If you see other performances, like in your folk theater performances also, there are also codes. They also, people are decoding it, but they do it in a very simple way so that everybody can understand those things. I'm not saying that you cannot put up some critical kind of a codes there and ask them to think about it and decode it. That is a better thing, that you should do it as a creative person. That's what I'm saying. Deliberations creatively. In the process, you may be giving some symbols which may not be a very hard nut to crash. As Ransolsky said, symbol is hard nut to crash. आप symbol बना के उसको code decode करने ही आपका पूरा everything you are coding decoding, that's also a problem. I'm not underestimating the intellectuality of the directors. They should do it. They should do it differently. Definitely they should do it, come out with that. But sometimes, it is too difficult. If you are giving many symbols, many, everything coded, decoded, इसी में अगर हम उलझे रहेंगे, तो हो सकता है कि हमारा the main purpose of the performance may go wrong sometimes. Pavan?
Sure, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Pavan want to say something? Pavan Sharma?
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah,
audible?
please. Yeah, you're audible.
Now not.
You're not. Now not. Anyway, Pavan ji, your audio is not. Yeah. Go ahead.
When not.
No, you are not audible.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
So with
Yeah.
with this discussion, what I could understand is when a director thinks that I have become a teacher and my audience is my student, then it's a different scenario. Then director need to understand that theater is not a subject. I believe theater is there to open the mindset of the audience, but according to their own levels. So they have the liberty, they can think, but if a director will think that I am a teacher and my audience is my student, then everything gets crashed.
Yes, I agree with you, sir.
Good. Okay. That's also, we rightly agree with that. No, this is what I'm saying is these are the two teams working on the same thing. There are some cultural text also. For example, Ram Leela, everybody knows the story, but still we go and see the performance. See, that is the beauty of the theater. That is the beauty of the performance. Where here there is no estimation of anybody. Like Ram Leela, it is performed from years together. Hundreds of years, 50 years, 60 years, the same troupe is performing. Again, we are going and see those performances, isn't it? So there is something beyond that. We may not be able to express ourselves, whether it is the meaning, whether it is the tradition, whether it is the innovation or the continuity of the culture. We cannot say exactly what exactly it is. It is the joy, to see the performance itself a joy. That makes the theater to survive also. Then if you think on those lines, there is no question of a teacher or a disciple who are just sitting together and sharing the same thing, So again, L.M. Bharti was saying the sharing thing and sharing the same thing, sharing the story with a different concept, different perspective. All this because this is the beauty of the performance. Well, it provokes you to see the performance and appreciate it, discard it, to help it out to develop, or completely negate it. The choice is with the audience, isn't it? The choice is with the audience. So thank you very much. We are running short of time today. Anyway, for your valuable inputs and questions, especially to L.M. Bharti and Elango sir and Vikrant putting some questions, and Hira Manikpuri intervening and solving some problems. Venkat Ramana, Sammeta Venkat Ramana from Hyderabad. And I also thank all the participants and my academic counselors across the country for today's session. We will come out with some other session next Sunday probably. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the session, sir.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Hello.
you. Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, L.M. Bharti. Thank you.
Hello.
Bharti.
बोलिए. हाँ
मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ बोलिए.
गोविंद सर, मेरा एक रिक्वेस्ट था सारे, क्योंकि होता क्या है कि अपना सेशन जो होता है, मन तो ये होता है कि काफी देर चलता रहे और हम बहुत सारी कर सकें, लेकिन टाइम हमारे पास शॉर्ट भी होता है क्या कि जैसे जो लेक्चर्स हो जाते हैं उस समय बहुत सारी चीजें कई बार लाइक मैं अगर अपनी बात करूं तो हम लोग रेज नहीं करते हैं। इज पॉसिबल कि जैसे लाइक जो लेक्चर्स जो हैं हम उनसे
करने की
थोड़ा
कोशिश
सा,
करेंगे।
तो अगर उनके नंबर भी हैं तो हम लोग वो जैसे लास्ट टाइम हीरा जी का जो पावर प्रेजेंटेशन था, अगर वो भी हमें जैसे मान लीजिए मिल जाता है हम उनसे डिस्कस करके भी, तो दैट वुड बी गुड
हाँ
फॉर अस
बिल्कुल
आल्सो।
बिल्कुल।
तो
We'll try to do that.
अगर सर वो,
Try to.
यस सर, प्लीज प्लीज प्लीज।
Done.
Thank
Agree. Thank you for the session. Thank you
Thank
especially
you,
to
sir. Thank you
Elambarti
so
and
much.
all others. Good day.
Thank you, sir.
Take care
Good
and
day.
happy Rakhi Purnima.
Thank you so much.